Hey guys, thank you for joining me on today's video. So yesterday I kind of went on a not very educational streak, but I promise to make it up to you this time. We're talking about the Big Jolt. Just kidding. It's called the Nerf Mega Big Shock to be perfectly appropriate, but it's a big jolt. It shoots mega darts. These are mega dart. This is a mega dart. Ah! This is a mega dart if you're not familiar. It's really big. Let me find an example so I can show you the difference. A professional would have had one prepared. Boop! That's the difference. They're actually so different that you can actually fit a regular one inside of Mega, but I would not push too hard because you might lose that dart forever. So the one big difference between this is that the shell, the way it is shaped, allows you to hold a single dart in the top here, and then you can put a dart here. Now, I don't know about y'all's mega darts, but mine are a little jacked up, and this tends to be a little bit pickier in what it decides to fire. So we're going to go ahead and take it to the range, and I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. Ta-da! I'm going to keep doing this joke, y'all. It's called a callback. It's called a bit. So, big shot. It primes the exact same way, and there you go. So you you place another dart inside, and you know, if you really wanted to, you could use that as a really tiny aperture sight. But no, here I will actually direct hit. So actually, I think this is one of the darts that does this. But if it's not a super tight fit, it tends to poke out and doesn't fire as a result. So that is kind of what I mean by this is a little pickier on ammo, because it's not like there's a different brand of dart that you can... Yeah, see what I mean? So that is a big... I promise I'm not putting the same dart in here, y'all. Maybe if I take out the air restrictor, that might help. Or the spring. There's these little teeth inside of the chamber here that when air is pushed through, it kind of helps kind of shove the dart out. But it is spring powered, or it has a small spring tension to it. That kind of, so if your dart doesn't friction fit to the inside of the barrel, it kind of lets it stick out, and that's kind of why a lot of older blasters kind of suck, because you're using older darts, you know, or at least that's been my experience with older darts and older blasters. But that one worked, yay! That one didn't. That's 4, 5. That one didn't work, or it wasn't going to work, and so out of probably 10 mega darts, 5 of them didn't work. And like, again, y'all, I'll say that they're not in the best condition, but they're really not that messed up. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't, I haven't stepped on these. I've literally not had them for long, so I'm not really certain what it is. Maybe it's just my Big Shock or whatever. So, as enthusiastic as I was about folks getting a jolt, I can see how folks would probably like, oh, I should definitely get a Big Shock. I actually wouldn't. I would just get a jolt. I do like it. It still retails for, you know, not that much. It's still like sub $10. I would only thrift it from here on out, because I don't love it, y'all. I rarely choose it. It's also like a weird... The jolt isn't really holsterable. It's pocketable, right? That's because of how big it is and how like thin it is. This is kind of chunky, but its barrel is about as long as my finger. It's not very holsterable as a result, nor is it very pocketable. So it's just this big, not very concealable blaster that you kind of have to dedicate either an entire pouch to, or a dump pouch or something like that. And especially if you're running like a public event where they're providing darts, and like, that's not the knock people providing you darts, you just have to run with you do have to keep in mind that these darts have been used a lot, and they may not be brand new when you pick them up off the ground, and some kid might have stepped on them, or you might have very well stepped on it. That's not to put all the blame on children. So you kind of want something that's going to feed whatever you put through it, or at least that's how I perform. That is, I like things that'll just chew through. As you can probably tell with all these tests I've done, I highly value things that will just chew whatever dart you throw into it. And this doesn't. Jolt's better. This one's pretty good, but still. Also, what's this? What is that? These probably aren't bad if you get rid of the shell and kind of break it down to its core components. Therefore, it kind of makes it a little bit more concealable, but I know the whole idea behind the Nerf modding community is like, oh, these things are cool. What can we do to make them better? We shouldn't have to go in and fix something. Like, if we get it and it's like, oh, well, it's only really worth using unless this. The way I look at it is that it better be good out of the box, or it better be usable out of the box. Therefore, when you choose to mod it, you are expressly going to improve something that you would like, not make it usable. You know what I mean? So, that's what I gotta say about the Bigshock. I do like the name, but it's only because I like Bioshock, and if you sit there and look, if you imagine really hard, you can pretend that G is an O, and it's Bioshock, the pistol. But I like Bioshock, and I don't like the Bigshock, so maybe I don't want to compare them. But anyway, that's my opinion on the Bigshock, and it is opinion. Folks might like them. If you do like the Bigshock, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm kind of leaning into this one because I've said that I like every blaster I have so far that I've reviewed, even the ones that aren't that great. So I'm kind of leaning into it this time, just to show that I do have different opinions that aren't, oh, I like it. I tend to generally like anything that I purchase, but this is one that, if I knew, like, I don't even know if I would pick one up thrifting unless it was $1, and then I could, like, use it as a loaner, or here, kid, you can have this, or what have you. So that's kind of my piece on it. If you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe. If you have someone near and dear to your heart that likes Nerf, likes toy reviews, or just likes to listen to people talk, hey, I'm your guy. Bam. But that's what I have for today's video. If you want to catch up with me on social media, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, I have a Facebook, I have a Snapchat. Some of these will be in the description down below. My brother and I also started a podcast. I don't talk about Nerf on it. I talk about Pop-Tarts. And is a Pop-Tart a sandwich, or is it ravioli? That's on the most recent episode that hasn't came out yet, so teaser, I guess. But other than that, that's what I have, and thank you for watching.